DocTalk is brought to you by Merck Animal Health, the science of healthier animals.
Hey folks, welcome to DocTalk today. We're in Kearney, Nebraska at the Buffalo County Pavilion and Arena. And we're going to be looking at beef cattle stewardship. We got Curt Pate, Juan Reyes, Noffsinger, Ted Howard, much more. It's going to be a great show. Thanks for tuning in.
As dependable as the sunrise, in dairy parlors, open pastures, on ranches and feed yards across America, a place where reputation is more than a name, where the science of healthier animals is a way of life. It's the responsibility that drives who we are and what we do. Every decision, every day. It's your livelihood and our responsibility.
Closed caption brought to you by AgriLabs, the perfect pairing of performance and value.
This segment brought to you by the new Hired Hand Portable Cow Sprayer. For more information, visit cowsprayer.com.
Hey folks, welcome to DocTalk. We're in Kearney, Nebraska, and here with me is Dr. Tom Noffsinger. He's a friend and colleague, and Dr. Tom, we're here at the PAC Summit here in Kearney, Nebraska. Tell me a little bit about what we're doing today.
Dr. Dan, what we're doing today is we've taken today to get together with our people to share and learn together about stewardship and stockmanship, and most importantly, how we get along with each other. How do you form a team? How do you get people inspired to have curiosity about each other, have curiosity about our team members, have a real sincere interest in moving forward as a group of people, taking care of the animals that we've all been granted dominion over?
You bet. And when we think about PAC, production animal consultation, and the clients and non-clients, I mean, we have people from Alberta, Canada here, Hondo, Texas, and then a lot of people here in this Nebraska, Kansas, Colorado mix. It's pretty overwhelming.
PAC is a group of veterinarians, a group of IT folks. We have veterinarians, we have IT people, data and analysis people, but our responsibility is to take care of a large portion of the beef production units in America. Our veterinarians started out mostly in mixed practice, and we've specialized into feedlot and stocker operation, ranch operations, and we have this intense need and will to take better care of all the animals under our supervision.
And y'all do these summits once or twice a year. Really, it's a focus to bring everybody together, get the fellowship, and kind of get them out of the environment where we can clear our mind and learn.
Absolutely. How do we expect people to do their job to the best of their ability unless we keep sharing things we've learned? So, for instance, today we've got genius people, gifted people that know so much about interacting with horses, cattle, and each other, that we think it's really necessary to expose all of our pen riders, all of our hospital crews, our processing crews, our supervisors, give them the chance to meet some of these magic people that have come along and shared ideas with us. So we want to just give them an opportunity to meet really special people.
And I know that you do a lot of work with caregivers out there, and you spend a lot of time on the human-animal interaction. If you had to just kind of summarize a 10-second, 20-second deal on what it means to you.
I think, Dan, our responsibility and our exciting opportunity is just to know that every time we interact with an animal, we have a choice to make that a very positive interaction for both the animal and ourselves. It just changes the way you look at things. And so when you have people with that attitude, things go forward pretty quickly.
Well, thanks for being here. Thanks for sharing this with DocTalk. Folks, Dr.
Thank you,
Tom
Bubba.
Noffsinger. More after these messages.
This Meet the Future Veterinarian is brought to you by Zuprevo. Choose confidence. Choose Zuprevo for BRD treatment. As the son of a dairy veterinarian in Wisconsin, Adlai Schuler spent much of his teenage years in the milking parlor and calf shed. Time with his dad inspired him to become a veterinarian, and his later work on large and small dairy operations solidified his career path. With his veterinary degree and advanced training in dairy nutrition, Adlai brings added value to the farmers he works with.
Some call it a come-from-behind victory, an unlikely win, a reversal of fortune, snatching victory from the jaws of defeat. This is our moment, our victory dance, because we choose confidence. We choose Zuprevo for BRD treatment. Ask your veterinarian to prescribe Zuprevo. Zuprevo is a fast-acting, long-lasting BRD treatment that you can count on to get the job done. Choose confidence. Choose Zuprevo from Merck Animal Health.
Horn flies are a nuisance and a production loss, so getting rid of the problem is important. What I like about the vet gun is you don't have to go out there weekly to treat them with a topical fly applicant. It has some duration, it lasts. You see the increase in weight gain, it just works. I've used it on our 1,500 cow-calf operation, and it makes me more confident in saying, hey, this product's gonna work on your operation too.
This segment brought to you by the new Hired Hand Portable Cow Sprayer. For more information, visit cowsprayer.com.
Folks, welcome back to DocTalk. Dr. Dan Thompson here in Kearney, Nebraska. Have Juan Reyes here with me from Wheatland, Wyoming.
That's correct.
And Juan, today in your segment, you're going to handle cattle with dogs, and you use the dogs on a routine basis in your operation and to help people gather cattle. What are some of the more important things, the take-home messages of working cattle with dogs that you would want to get across?
Well, first of all, we work dogs in all aspects of cattle handling. Now, cow-calf, yearlings, inside, confined facilities, and in big country. And I guess what I would like to show is how easy these dogs can make our job. It's awful hard for us to get help, and these dogs are willing and wanting to work with us.
When you go in, do you start dogs from pups and bring them all the way along, or?
Yes, I have.
You have?
I'm not really, to tell you the truth, I like a dog that I can go to work with. I like to send the puppy stuff to somebody else. I do it to the special ones. The one I really like, I'll keep them at home and start him from scratch. But I like a year-old dog that I can just go do a job with.
Tell me some of the pitfalls that people let's say someone that hasn't been around dogs and they go out and they buy a dog and now they think they're just gonna fix everything. What are some of the pitfalls that happen with working dogs?
The way we've been taught to handle stock. We've been taught to push, and these dogs, the border collie breed, they're gathering dogs. So if you start pushing with them, they lose that instinct of gathering, and that's something we like to perfect, actually, work on and make them better at gathering.
Maybe sometimes we as humans should watch the way the dog's instinct is to bring them to teach us.
They're a lot closer to those cattle than we are as far as how they think. So those cattle know where that bubble, we all talk about the bubble.
Right.
They know a lot better than we do where to position themselves. And once we give them the opportunity to show us that, then it's a game that is very easily handled. But you do have to change mentally from what we've been taught from the beginning. I'm blessed. I was not born into the cattle business in the U.S. I came here from a foreign country, so I have an advantage over most people that I started fresh. I didn't have to do it like granddad did or my dad did. So it's been, we talked about change today, and I'm one of those guys that I love change.
Yep.
You know, I welcome change, and that's what made it good for me. I started out with nothing, and we've done quite well. Production agriculture has been good to me.
Well, we appreciate you being here. We look forward to watching your dogs work today, and thanks a million for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Take care. Folks, more after these messages.
The BQA Tip of the Day, sponsored by Beringer Engelheim Vetmedica, Inc.
Ron Gill with Texas A&M AgriLife Extension. Our BQA tip for the day is don't be overly concerned about what facilities you have. It doesn't matter whether they're the perfect design facility, whether they're a tub or a box or whatever. It's more about where people are positioned relative to that facility to get the cattle to flow through. Also, cattle that are trained correctly in the pasture and in the corral will go through any processing facility much easier than those that are having to be forced through the processing facility.
Say this is a calf that's been run through the chute a few too many times. Going through the chute stresses cattle, causing them not to eat like they should. Luckily, Pyramid 5 plus Presponse SQ provides proven protection against key respiratory diseases in a single shot, with just one trip through the chute. Talk to your veterinarian about Pyramid 5 plus Presponse SQ, and soon your calves will relax and eat like a whole different animal.
Broadband has become as important to us as highways. That is why DocTalk is teaming up with NTCA, the Rural Broadband Association, and rural broadband companies like Blue Valley Telecommunications in fighting for quality broadband access through the program Smart Rural Communities.
I don't think we have any idea what's coming in the future. I couldn't have imagined 5 years ago what we're doing today. So in 2 years, I would guess there's things we can't imagine that we're going to be doing.
To learn more, visit ntca.org/smart or bluevalley.net.
No matter where, no matter why, the Veterinary Health Center at Kansas State University is committed to providing quality patient care to animals and exceptional customer service to their owners. From routine checkups to emergency and specialty care, our world-renowned specialists and experienced professionals are here to discover, to teach, and to heal.
Let us know.
How can I help?
How can we help?
Valley Vet Supply is devoted to providing information and professional quality products at reasonable prices.
ValleyVet.com, ValleyVet.com, Valley Vet Supply.
This hog is Hanover hoof for meal made from U.S. soybeans. Now, one hog isn't that impressive, but suppose we add another, and another, and another. Before long, you've got billions of hungry customers around the world all clamoring for the same thing. Our soybeans. Learn more about the billion-dollar appetite of animal agriculture at BeyondTheElevator.com. Brought to you by America's soybean farmers and their checkoff.
This segment is brought to you by the Beef Quality Assurance Program and the Kansas Beef Council, improving animal care and beef safety for more than 20 years.
Folks, welcome back to DocTalk. Dr. Dan Thompson here, and I got a friend and colleague, Curt Pate. And Curt is one of those people that works with so many people across this country on stewardship. It's always a pleasure for me to get to watch one of your sessions and learn from you and see what you're doing to improve stockmanship and horsemanship globally. And thanks for taking a few minutes here to spend with me. When you're doing these sessions, you know, kind of give me your philosophy of what you're wanting to teach or what you're wanting to convey to people, kind of your core message.
So a big term is low-stress cattle handling, which is a wonderful term. But I've kind of rethought that, and so I call it effective stockmanship. Because stockmanship has to be effective for the job you're doing and for what we're trying to accomplish. So just low stress doesn't always get it. So I try to be effective with what I'm doing. And I think in some situations that's real hard to convey these principles and thoughts when you're doing a job. If you're loading 15 trucks, you can't think about doing everything right. You got to get the job done.
Right.
So that's where I think a demonstration like so many of our stockmanship and stewardship programs do, a demonstration where people come in and sit down away from their job and are totally focused on what we're talking about with horse, cattle, or whatever. I think that's a real positive way to change your mind and learn, so you can go back to those loading situations or those feedlot situations or on the ranch and get these principles put in mind, in practice, after you get them in your mind, sitting in the seat, so to say.
Yeah, well, it's a testament. What you guys have done with you and Juan and Tom and Ted, you've packed people in here to these types of sessions, and I can't say enough that if you want to learn more about your cattle and how you can improve things, come in here and learn about stockmanship, learn about this so that you can take it home, because you're right. If you're in your mindset every day, you don't take the time to think about always, how can I make this better?
Yep. I came from the horse world.
Yep.
I'm a cattleman, but I'm a horseback cattleman. And I spent a lot of time in the horse world, and I learned and saw so many things with horsemanship, starting a colt or whatever, from the Ray Hunts to the Buck Brannamans of the world.
Yep.
And now I've watched that and how effective that can be, and now I've turned that around to fit to the cattle world. And so I kind of come at it a little bit of a different approach than some folks do, which I think is nice. We all should do a different approach.
Absolutely.
So I come at it like a horse training method for cattle. And so it's a little different way of putting things, but it's the same results that we're trying to get.
What are some of the bigger issues you see as far as people that when you clue them in and you're working with a new group, what are some of the misconceptions or things that you see as a common issue?
Well, there's a great saying in the horse world: feel, timing, and balance. And that's what I think people are missing. They miss the feel, and then their timing's off, and then they do too much or too little, so that throws the balance off. So that's a great term to remember: feel, timing, and balance. Cattle, horses, dogs, kids, wives, I don't know.
Yeah, probably all.
Probably, whatever.
Well, I appreciate all that you do. Thanks for being on the show today. Thanks for being here in Kearney, Nebraska at the PAC Summit. We're going to see more of Curt Pate here this afternoon and through the different sessions. Go to NCBA, go to his stewardship clinics, have him come to your place. Thanks for all you do.
My pleasure.
Folks, more after these messages.
When looking at the number of farm and ranch operations, the USDA Census of Agriculture says cattle and beef production is the largest single segment of American agriculture. The census also says the average age of the American cattle farmer or rancher is in the late 50s. In order to support the continuous supply of U.S. beef, these producers need to do some business planning to successfully transfer their cattle operations to younger, independent producers.
Hi, my name is Bill Bartlett. I'm from San Antonio, Florida. We're about 45 miles north of Tampa. I'm third generation rancher here. My grandfather bought this land in the 1930s. He bought this land for 50 cents to $1 an acre. And he bought the ranch, and then along with my dad and my uncle, they ran the ranch through the years. And now it's went to my family with my mother, my brother, and my two sisters. I guess what I've seen the most valuable to me personally of the beef checkoff is the promotion of our markets, how it has increased our markets overseas and even here in the United States. Our society has grown. We have people that are farther away from the ranches now that do not understand the way of life of ranching. The beef checkoff helps in some of the misunderstandings that some of the consumers may have. One of my main concerns with the beef checkoff now is the value of the dollar of the beef checkoff. The beef checkoff was established in 1985, and the beef checkoff dollar now is only worth 41 cents. We need more support because we have to educate the people what is going on in the beef industry. We want to educate them about nutritional value of beef.
We've raised our children in this lifestyle, and our middle daughter would certainly like to continue that lifestyle. She has a passion for the cattle industry, and I believe with the beef checkoff's help that she could continue in the beef cattle industry and prosper and have a viable business for her and her children.
We need the support of the beef checkoff to pass this on to the next generation. Our next generation is going to take this industry and have to move forward with it, and with the support of the beef checkoff, they will be able to do this to have a better, more prosperous product here in the future of the beef industry. What we need is support of the beef checkoff in order for these things to continue on.
No matter where, no matter why, the Veterinary Health Center at Kansas State University is committed to providing quality patient care to animals and exceptional customer service to their owners. From routine checkups to emergency and specialty care, our world-renowned specialists and experienced professionals are here to discover, to teach, and to heal.
Let us know.
How can I help?
How can we help?
The new Better Horses Network is worldwide. Presented by Lucas Oil. Featuring worldwide radio and TV with iconic hosts like Al Dunning, Sharon Camarillo, Ernie Rodina, Lindy Birch, and Craig Cameron. With American Cowboy, Horse and Rider, Brushy Creek, Cavenders, and Ride TV. Worldwide radio and TV. The all-new Better Horses Network.
Valley Vet Supply is devoted to providing information and professional quality products at reasonable prices.
ValleyVet.com, ValleyVet.com, Valley Vet Supply.
It's easy to spot the man who uses Synanthic. With lower volume and less waste, Synanthic steps up your deworming routine. Get more deworming with less dewormer at Synanthic.com.
Beringer Ingelheim Vetmedica Inc. knows the importance of beef quality assurance and asks you to step up and get certified. Go to bqa.org for details.
Healthy cows start with the new hired hand automatic livestock sprayer. Rancher invented to provide an efficient alternative to pour-on and injectable parasite management systems. The portable design allows cattle to treat themselves head to hoof. Strategic device placement with pass-through activation technology takes the stress out of parasite treatment for cattle and the rancher, leaving more time to tend to other vital tasks on the farm. To learn more, visit cowsprayer.com. The new hired hand makes healthy cows easy.
This segment is brought to you by the Beef Quality Assurance Program and the Kansas Beef Council, improving animal care and beef safety for more than 20 years.
Hey folks, welcome back to DocTalk. We're here in Kearney, Nebraska at the PAC Summit, where I'm here with Ted Howard, who's with PAC, and Ted, this afternoon we've been going over, animal stewardship, and I know you do a lot of work out there in the field with a lot of different caregivers, and really you stress a lot to do with not only how you handle the cattle, but how you handle your horse, correct?
Yes. I try to help a lot of our young people as well as our older to teach them how to make their horse work easier, softer, makes their job easier. Our cattle accept us a lot better. Of course, everything's low stress. We spend a lot of time doing horsemanship, which leads into being better stockmen.
And when you think about it, we talked to Juan about his dogs and the dogs being closer to the mindset of the cattle than the humans. Can that be the same for the horses?
Oh yeah, our horses that do this every day and are given a chance to do their work on their own. These horses literally will slow down and their feet hardly move any faster than cattle to keep them under control. The horses that don't get that opportunity get too much on the muscle, and it affects our cattle. But our horses do understand. They're just like a dog. When a dog comes into cattle, he knows exactly how much pressure to create. A horse will get to do the same thing if we'll give him that chance.
Then he'll start to read the cattle and take the cues from the cattle and help you with your job.
Yes. Oh, yes.
What are some of the things that you see that you have to work with the most, as far as when you go out to feed yards or you go to ranches and you're going to work with someone that's going to get horseback and work cattle?
Number one, I look at their horse situation to see if their horses are capable of doing what we're going to ask them, and then I go to trying to help people understand how to read cattle. A lot of people, due to the everyday riding, they never slow down enough. Due to a lot of people have so much to do in them yards, they never slow down and try to study a cow and let the cattle tell them what they're thinking.
So when you go in, then you're gonna work with them with the horse first and then the cattle second.
Yes. Yes.
And then once they have the horsemanship, then how we're gonna move those cattle, and then you start to apply more of the stockmanship principles.
Yes. We, no matter how much we can teach them about cattle, when we get on a horse, then we got another obstacle in the way. If we can't move our horse's feet correctly to match our cattle, it don't work very good.
Well, thanks for being on the show today. Thanks for all that you do for our industry. Really appreciate it. Folks, this is Ted Howard. Thanks for watching DocTalk today. Remember, always work with your local veterinarian. If you want to know more about what we do, you can find us on the web at www.doctalktv.com. Thanks for watching the show. I'm Dr. Dan Thompson, and I'll see you down the road.
Closed caption brought to you by AgriLabs, the perfect pairing of performance and value.
For more information about this program or previous programs, go to DocTalkTV.com. DocTalk was brought to you by Merck Animal Health, the science of healthier animals.
Hey folks, Dr. Dan from DocTalk here. Be sure to join me next week as we're going to discuss toxic plants in your pasture. Folks, Dr. Dan from DocTalk here. Be sure to join me next week as my guest is going to be Dr. Dion Funder-Merva, who is a toxicologist here at Kansas State University's Diagnostic Laboratory. And we're going to talk about ways to prevent your cows from running into those toxic plants, some of the things that you can avoid when you're putting up hay, and then we're going to talk about some things around the farmstead that you probably didn't know were toxic that are to your cattle.